I was going to say, the one joke I heard recently is, how do you make a small fortune out of comics? Start with a large one.
It's not funny.
I was thinking bonfire was supposed to be next.
No, but yeah, we're structured.
Right now we're actually umbrellaed under another arts organization, but a lot of my background is also in theater, which almost every theater company in the country is a nonprofit organization. And so we're umbrellaed under one of the companies that I work with while we're organizing it for ourselves very slowly.
So what are some of the advantages of that?
One of the advantages is for things like Peoplings, which is a comic I'm doing on autism. We can apply for grants, and we've applied for grants for our educational programs because we also teach.
Just being a nonprofit makes people seek you out. I mean, because to be a nonprofit, you have to run educational programs, and that was always kind of one of the original mandates. But when you announce yourself as a nonprofit, other organizations start to seek you out as a resource, I think. Just the mere fact that we are kind of, closer to the attention of other organizations that need your input, your help. We've kind of run across some interesting groups.
Yeah, we've done a lot of other things outside of the comics and the basic education. We've done gallery shows and just day-long arts festivals with poets and comics. I mean, we've painted live murals as part of that and done a lot of different things.
The not-for-profit thing is something that we've been batting around for a while, but it just, because, I guess I'm just too lazy.
There's a lot of paperwork, right, Jeff?
Yeah, but and the thing that would probably get me off my butt is if we actually started making money, but the business plan for the Squidworks is basically to break even every year. I mean, obviously we don't want to lose a lot of money, but if we start making too much money, then we're actually at this point right now, we're reducing our annual dues that are in our catalog, and so we're just paying it back. Kind of like our credit union is supposed to be doing instead of running TV commercials. But
I think part of what our impetus was for setting it up as a nonprofit is actually getting comics recognized within the community in other ways, so that we're not exclusively in the comics world.
Because especially, I was to say, in Santa Fe and Albuquerque, those are arts communities, And so, to kind of to kind of take our place among that. We were formed originally, that was, the people who founded it were really into a lot of this outreach and stuff. And so it was kind of a very natural progression for us. And it was, there were conscious decisions made, but that was always the route that it was always going to go down. And, the business of producing comics kind of falls upon the individual creators and how they want to structure it there.
right.
And that's always been part of our intention with the group is not just creating the comics, but also educating the public about what comics are and how they can be part of your life.
24-hour Comics Day is a great. We run 24-hour Comics Day. Events in 2 cities. Can you say that? Sure, you have a book, but that's been great for us. It's kind of interesting the crowd we get. We tend to get kids, of various sorts, and we get people who are varying degrees. We get some people who are really, really good at it, and we see them once a year. They show up for 24-hour Comics Day, and we can't get them for love or money to show up at a meeting to give us anything otherwise. Is anyone else doing Stan's doing 24-hour Comic Day stuff. Yeah. Anyone else can organize events or do it or participate in it?
A long time ago. When I was in college, it was always 24 hours. But yeah, they were really into the independent alternative comics, and the school never preached a mainstream style. And apart from maybe the Joe Kubert school, I don't think anybody. So half these people who are so-called mainstream are secretly independent, and we're not divided. And I wouldn't even consider myself mainstream.
Well, 24-hour Comics Day is a great equalizer because at hour 18, everybody's work looks about the same.
Yes, ever since Scott McCloud came out with his book, you know.
Well, actually, Tom Motley, who was a co-founder of our group, he, the last year that well actually it was the first and last year that he did it specifically because he's like, this is the only way I'm actually going to get a full book done this year, is if I do the 24-hour comics challenge. He was too busy with his new baby at the time.
Well,
You should be used to staying up 24 hours.
Walter Simonson told us a story that he had like 2 days to pencil and ink a book for Marvel. And he tells the story like, yeah, so me and my friend, we decided we need to get something to eat. So we went out to get a pizza, and it's like, you have 48 hours to pencil and ink a book.
Going out for food.
Order pizza, you know? And then after that, we decided we'd watch a game. You're like,
The man knows how to build
suspense.
suspense.
So 24-hour comics, you know, existed a long time ago. Officially.
Well, what you described there sounds a lot like from what I've read, the way the studios used to do them a lot in the 40s.
Oh yes.
Yeah, crank them out.
Yeah.
Lee, I think I vaguely remember like you doing comics like in the Netherlands or
Yeah, right after I got out of school, I married a Belgian. So she kidnapped me and took me back to her country. That is the kingdom of comics. We took a Belgian invention and worshipped it, and you see it on every 6 city block. It's called McDonald's, it's French fry. We worship the French fry. They took comics, which I consider an American invention. They don't agree with me, but they worship comics. And what they do, they don't even consider comics. And the way the French say comics is kind of like a dirty word, you know. It's like, oh, it's not bande dessinée, it's comics. Oh, but they dig our alternative stuff. I mean, the younger people are all about the alternative comics. And again, I think we were first there. But, so yeah, I spent 6 years in Belgium doing the European thing. France is the big hub for the comics culture. So all the French-speaking countries will buy French comics or translate it to whatever language they have. And then they suck in all the foreigners, so if you're from Spain, it's all getting work in France. Italy, I guess, has their own scene, but that's just my impression, that mainly was French, and they bought all the Belgian companies.
And I think that the kind of work that we do is actually a lot closer to European comics than American.
In the larger sense, or?
Yeah, just in the larger sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we're all, to varying degrees, experiencing levels of how do we get our work out there. And I realize some of you are, I mean, the presence of actual people who are like real comic books. That's exciting. And I know, sort of Carrie and Diamond and such. But what is everyone doing to kind of get their, get their work out there? Like conventions like that. This for us, conventions are a big thing. We hit like 3 or 4 a year. And we are excited about Denver because that puts us at like another close one, because we've hauled across to SPX in Washington D.C., which is an awesome time, but it's,
This is where we met.
yeah,
We have to go all the way across the country.
country.